What's going on, YouTube? Lasagna here, back with another episode of Road to 2000. In the last episode, we had a great episode, reached the 1700 mark on our way to 2000, which I guess I made the goal to get 2000 within 1 year, starting in May. So, I think we're on pace. I think over the winter months, I'll play more games, maybe try to get like 2 episodes a week, and maybe even play some games off air to try to speed up the climbing process. But I'm happy with how things have gone so far, and let's jump into today's game. So today we're playing against rookie_knight_mate from India. Is this India? Yeah. So let's go e4, knight c3, try to play the Vienna here. It's been a while since we've gotten an actual Vienna. A lot of people play some other stuff. Okay, that's just a little pawn for me, isn't it? I like pawns. Okay, this is interesting. So, I mean, my first instinct is just to go back here. I guess maybe he wants to, like, pin us or something. I could consider, like, knight c4, but I don't know if that makes much sense. I think just coming back is probably okay. I think we're in good shape because, first of all, we're up a pawn. That's the best thing. But we're also have both of our knights out. Like, it's not like we're behind in development or anything. So I don't see why we wouldn't just play d4, take the full center, hit the bishop. Okay, so maybe bishop e2. Just because I can foresee this pin coming. I mean, maybe it makes sense to just play h3 real quick just to make sure that this knight can stay where it's at. Okay, now I think we're just very, very happy. So let's just develop all of our pieces now. Maybe just bishop d3, why not? Get the knights, bishops out, castle the king, and we should be pretty good here. I could consider going queenside as well. Like, I'm wondering if I should just send it and just play like g4, g5, and try to castle queenside. So let's go queen d2. Maybe we can use this hook that my opponent's created to like open up the king with g4, g5. That's kind of how I'm considering playing this right now, just being a bit more aggressive. So he does have a bit of pressure on my center here. Like, I'm picturing a world where he goes knight b4, and if I have to retreat the bishop, then he's got some pressure on the center. So, but I don't know if I want to play a3. It seems pretty slow. Yeah, so queenside castles. What's my plan after knight b4? I could just let him take the bishop. Let's just castle. Like, I think knight b4, I'll probably just play king b1, and then if he takes, I'll take with the queen. And then I'll still have 2 defenders on this pawn. 1, 2. So, yeah, center's intact. All my pieces are developed. We don't have the bishop pair anymore, which is not the best, but okay, so I could try to open the center. We are a bit more developed than my opponent with his bishop on its initial square, so I could play like e5 to try to open up the center. e5 takes, pawn takes. I mean, we're kind of just getting a big trade there. I don't hate it though. Could also go like knight here. I don't think that move makes sense, just doubling our pawns in the center. Could just go no, we can't go g4, our pawn's hanging. Let's do this. Just for the sake of time. Yeah, we're probably gonna get some trades here. And I don't know if we're really any better in this position. It doesn't feel like we're much better. After the trade of bishops, like, we got a bit of extra space in the center, but... So takes. And like, queen d4, hitting the rook. He just goes back. Or he could even go c5 there. I could go knight d5. That seems pretty good. Let's go knight d5, hit the pawn. I think he made a mistake. Like, his pieces are all kind of tripping over each other here. Feels like he's done something wrong here. Okay. This feels like he's really close to losing somehow, but let me just think about this. Okay, I don't see it. I'm tempted just to go g4 and start trying to attack. Seems somewhat reasonable to me. I don't see a win. So I'm just gonna continue attacking on the queen side here, or the king side. Okay, he takes, so I think just take with the queen, maybe. I'll be interested to see after the game if there was a win there, because, you know, I was noticing that if I took the bishop and his pieces were just so uncoordinated there, it seemed like there might have been some, like, double attack potential. But, yeah, I didn't see it. Okay, so he's kicking me out. I mean, I could drop back to f4. That seems pretty reasonable. This is still defended. He's also pinned here. So his position's still not great. Okay, he's trying to trade. I don't think we want to trade queens. So where's the best spot for the queen? If we go too far from this pawn, he can take it. So maybe I just go like queen e2. I kind of want to sack this pawn. I'm going to sack this pawn to get the open f file to work with. And we only have 4 minutes left, so I'm going to have to speed up. I think I want to go with this rook if he takes. Ooh, maybe he has knight to c5, though. Yeah, I shouldn't have allowed knight c5. Let's go here, I guess. Oh, this allows bishop b6, though. Kind of fumbling this a little bit. Yeah. Shoot. I'm gonna take it. Don't like what I've done with the place. Could try to get this knight to here, maybe. Or, oh no, let's go this way. This makes more sense. I guess he could take, though. So let's start with rook e8, or rook e1. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I've kind of messed this up a little bit. So here takes knight f5. Yeah, let's just sack the pawn to get the knight to f5. Because now his queen's a little bit tied down. I mean, I guess that check's not the end of the world because he has this square. I have to be careful about my back rank as well. He can never play g6 because I take. Although g6 takes. Okay, let's just make an escape square for the king. And I'm trying to find moves that put some pressure. Okay, let's just attack the pawn, I guess. My opponent's doing the thing where he like plays not very good, but like well enough to stay in the game, and then I just spill all of my giblets everywhere and lose by my own accord. But it might be a good enough strategy against me today. I'm feeling a little slow. I guess we don't have much of a choice. Let's take and go here, I guess. Oh, but now he has a queen. No, he doesn't have a queen trade. So we're hitting this. Could just go b5 maybe, and then I guess I'll go queen d3. Just maybe try to infiltrate here. I mean, I still got a really nice knight here. Oh, and this check, he actually can't come up here anymore. Check here. I think I'll go here. Now there's checks here and stuff. I don't know if this is correct, because he's got checks of his own, so he can definitely... Oh, wait. Is that a blunder? Like, he can trade queens here. And then I'm just down a pawn, and I have 1 minute 41, so... Oh, wait, no, this check, my knight covers it. But he at the very minimum, he has some repetition or something. So let's just go back here, hit the pawn, hit the checkmate squares here. Ah, he does trade, okay, but I'm gonna pick up this pawn, and it's not over, but I have no time, so it's pretty over. He can put his knight here. Yeah. I might have to... Guess let's go here. He's gonna move his king up. Oh, no, he's gonna take that. Yeah, I mean, this is just very losing. I kind of have to bring my king back. Like, yeah, I mean, it's all losing. Takes here. Yeah, it's just over. I mean, whatever. Yeah, let's just resign. All right, GG's to Rookie Knight. Unfortunate, back under the 1700s, but let's see what we did wrong. So So rookie underscore knight underscore mate played with a 80.9% accuracy. I played with a 72. So yeah, my opponent played pretty strange in the opening here, just giving me the pawn and the full center. And yeah, I'd say we had like pretty much an ideal position here. But then he got the bishop pair back and he was able to put some pressure on the center. I decided to push and we get this position, and I thought, yeah, I knew that I was pretty close to winning here. It seems like we probably have some concrete win because I'm like I'm +5 here. Knight d5 is correct. Okay, where was the win here? Bishop takes. Okay, so there was takes, and where's the win? Okay, it's not actually like a concrete win. It just says g4. I don't know why this is so much better than what I did and just going g4 immediately. But anyways, we get this position. He goes queen b6, which is a nice move. He started playing pretty well here. And yeah, I missed this nice idea. Like, I kind of thought that he was going to take, and after rook f1, I was going to get the f-file with, look at these beautiful ponies ready to do some damage here with the semi-open f-file, and he's got no pieces in the game, and I thought this was winning. But I missed knight f5, which attacks the queen, and now like his bishop's getting out, his knight's on a nice square, and his queen's actually kind of staring at my king, so he's starting to get back in this. So yeah, we get this position. Okay, apparently there was a miss here. I guess b4. I saw b4, but I thought this didn't do anything because my pawn was pinned. Like, does he not? Doesn't he? Oh, I guess I am still threatening it, though, because I could take with the queen. Okay, that makes sense. But still, b4 is a tough move to play, because you're just asking for it. Opening up all those squares around your king. But I guess that would have been better. Instead, I go rook h to e1. And I decided to sack the center pawn here, which was a mistake. I guess I was supposed to go, again, it's calling for b4 or b3. I don't really see the big deal. Like, why is this so good? Queen b3. Can't he just... Yeah, I can't say I really understand why this is so good. I guess it just really doesn't want to leave his knight on c5. Anyways, I don't see any of that, and I decided to sack the center pawn because I was going to get knight f4 here, and I thought this created a lot of long-term pressure on g7, and he can never really kick it out because I take with check. So that was my idea, but I guess it wasn't very good. And here I kind of lost the thread a little bit, didn't have a lot of time, and he was just slowly getting back in the game. He decides to trade rooks, and we get this position. I give him a check here and go here, and this is kind of just a feel-good move. Like, it doesn't actually do a whole lot, in my opinion. Like, it's not, we don't really have any big threats. Like, sure, maybe we're attacking the pawn, but I feel like there's a lot of ways to parry it. You can play c5. I feel like down the road as well, there might be some potential queen trades, as you saw in the game. So, but this move was strange. I think he was just trying to pressure me on the clock. But now I go back to f5 with the knight, and I have some pressure here and some pressure here. So he trades queens, and this position is probably a draw, but not when you have a minute 30. So what was I supposed to do here? I guess knight e3 is a big blunder. Let's see if I can find a better move. Like, the issue is he's going to get two connected pass pawns here. But this doesn't actually defend the pawn is the issue because he has this move. So maybe just like trying to be quick and collecting these pawns over here was the better try. Let's see, king b4 maybe? Yeah, king b4 is best. Yeah, because again, here, right? And like, I've just wasted time. So that's what happened in the game. He takes the pawn, and now we're just too slow. And the counterplay with his knight and pawns over on the king side here was too much. So he was able to make a queen and win the game. So unfortunate loss there. I think I'm going to play one more. I'm in the mood for it, and we'll see if we can't collect some of our points back. All right, game 2. We're against Leon van Veen from the Netherlands. So let's go e4. I'm going to get a Caro Kann here, and I don't know if I've actually ever debuted my fantasy variation of the Caro Kann. This is an opening I learned from Daniel Naroditsky's speedrun series. And I've had some pretty good success with it. Okay, Queen b6 is a move. I think I feel like I'm used to them going here first, but yeah, this gets very sharp from what I remember. Because I think the move is e5, creating like the pawn cube in the center, and the idea with that one is after you take, there's bishop c5 with like, anyways, I'll maybe show that after the game for the sake of time. This one I'm less familiar with because we haven't like moved our bishop yet, so I don't know what the queen's doing. Yeah, I think he might have like mixed up some of his opening prep or something, because like Queen b6 is a move, but yeah, here I think I can just play knight f3 is the issue with this. Or I could take and then play knight f3. So takes bishop c5, and I think I can just go knight f3. Because if he didn't mix up the move order, I wouldn't have had knight f3, but yeah, I'm not familiar with any of this. I think he might have just been mixing some stuff up. We'll see after the game, but I think I'm quite a bit better here with the extra center pawn. All right, so I think we could probably just develop our pieces, maybe even consider going b3 here and just fianchettoing. That seems pretty chill. It cuts off this bishop as well. He's going to be staring at the pawn chain. So let's do that. Let's put the bishop on this diagonal. Maybe that'll help in the future as well. Keep the doubled center pawn more protected if I move this knight somewhere. I could go a3 here. Just ask the bishop what it wants to do. Because he can't really go back because his bishop gets trapped. I'm guessing we'll get like this, or okay, he trades. Yeah, and I'm really happy with the position. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're liking the video, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Did I blunder? Uh-oh. I blundered. Oh no. Oh no, dude. That's what I get for shelling out with my comment, like, and subscribe nonsense. I think this is just resignable, to be honest. Well, this is going to be tough. I will play on here. Because we do still have a pawn for the piece, and it's a center pawn, so... And black has to figure out what he's doing with this knight. Like, it doesn't have a lot of good prospects, so I'll play a few more moves and see what I can do. It's not looking good, though. Like, he's kind of threatening to take here with the pressure here. Let's go here. My position sucks. Oh, he's still threatening to take here because the queen was attacking it. I'm a dummy. Okay, well. I don't know. Let's just play some moves. Well. Could go here, I guess. He was attacking my pawn, so just defending the pawn here, but I feel like this is just classic. Like, whenever you hit a new milestone to just lose a bunch of rating points after. If I take here, he can probably come and infiltrate on the second rank. Yeah, his position's just so solid. He's got no issues now. Like, all of his pieces are developed now, and I think I'll just resign if I see rook d2. Yeah, we'll just resign. So GG's to Leon van Veen from the Netherlands, and let's take a quick look at the analysis. So Leon played with 87%, I played with 77%. And we get the fantasy variation of the Caro Kann. Queen b6, I'm not familiar with it in this position. Like I was saying in the game, I know e5 is a move. And after it takes, there's queen b6, knight c3, bishop c5 with the threat on the horsey here. So I know that's a legitimate line. I'm not super familiar with queen b6 right away, though. So I go knight c6, takes, and he goes e5. I decide to take. I guess knight f3 was probably a little bit better, according to the engine. He goes bishop e6. I guess he knows what he's doing here, because, yeah, black is slightly better in this position. H6 was a weird move, though. I decided to go b3, fianchetto. And this was a big blunder due to takes, and queen to e3, just the quick little combination there with the capture, which I didn't see. So that was nice by my opponent, and he just cleaned up after this one. Not much to say here, just got the rook to the second, and rest was history. So given that that one was pretty quick, I think I actually do want to play a third game. This is unprecedented in terms of the series so far. I don't think we've ever played 3 games in one episode, so. But, you know, some will call it tilt, some will call it me feeling myself a little bit, but I believe we can climb back some of this rating, so let's go for it. Okay, in this game we're getting d4 opening, some sort of Pierce. So I could go here and try to transpose into the line that I usually play. Here, I guess you could just take it, though. Here takes queen a5. How bad is that? That seems pretty bad. Okay, let's just go bishop g7, then. Maybe I'll play c5 later. Okay, it kind of looks like we're going to get some sort of King's Indian style game, so I'm considering going knight b to d7. Also considering c5. I think I'm going to go here, though. I just don't want to deal with pawn takes pawn there. e5 looks like a move here, maybe. Is e5 a move, or do I need to prepare it? I think he wants to trade my bishop off. So maybe c6 and b5 is also an idea here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play this kind of slow. Just go c6, b5, and try to get something started on the queen side. Maybe queen a5. Okay, let's go a5 here. Whoa. That's brave. So takes. You want to take with the knight, but then I take here. This does not seem correct. I think I can just take in the center. Hopefully my webcam's alive, because I noticed that in the middle of the recording there, it kind of died out. I'm also threatening a fork here, by the way. Okay, defense against the fork. I do maybe have d5, but then opens up this square a little bit for him. And this square. No, that can't be the move. I mean, I could just drop back. There's also maybe knight f6, knight knight df6. That seems pretty decent. It does kind of close the diagonal, but I also kind of like it. Yeah, let's just not spend all the time in the world and just play it. Again, I don't know how good it is because okay, bishop f5 is looking reasonable, rook b8. If I go bishop f5, he can go here though, I think. Oh no, then I can take with the knight, takes. Yeah, there's some complications there. I don't know if I want to deal with that. I could just take. Let's just take. We're up a pawn. I think we're fine. Just don't want a repeat of the first game of the episode where I took forever and lost the game in that knight endgame because I had 1 minute. King takes. Okay. That's something else, my man. So I'm thinking here. Just keep developing. I'll probably play rook b8 at some point. Got to figure out where I want to put the queen as well. Maybe queen d7. Because we do have a check here. I don't know how strong it is at the moment. There is knight g4. I kind of like knight g4 because how is he going to keep this pawn defended? So let's go knight g4. Just hit the queen. Yeah, if queen e2. I think we can just take the pawn. We could take. If he takes, I have to take with the pawn, and then the g file is semi-open, but I think it's probably worth it. Like, this is a center pawn. So, and there's also this threat. Maybe he has queen g3, king h8. I think we're fine. Again, we always have this threat. We're up 2 pawns. I think we're kind of chilling. Yeah, I think we could just probably take it. We're gonna lose this one though. I think I want to keep the bishop in the center. After takes, maybe king h8. Rook b8 also looks decent. Yeah, let's start with rook b8, why not? Like, he has some checks here, but I think we just step off. And we're still up a pawn. We have this monster bishop in the center of the board, which, big asset there. We can also maybe like swing this rook up here, try to get this rook involved, and yeah, I really like the position. We got really good pressure on this pawn as well, and this knight's offside. So if I had to guess the evaluation, I'd say we're probably like -2, if not more, in this position. So I think we're happy. His king's in the center as well. Lots of stuff going well for us in this position. This actually might just be a fork as well, because we're hitting the knight and the queen. And he doesn't have any checks to like get the queen out of danger, so hopefully we'll get some of our rating back here, folks. Don't you know, count your eggs before they hatch. But and if you guys are trying to improve at chess, I feel like that's a nice little exercise to do. It's just like in your brain, you can try to think like, how would I evaluate this position, like in terms of the pawn advantage? Like, is it -1, -2? And then just kind of check after the game. And I think that helps to like just kind of check if you're understanding of a position and the pros and cons and weighing them. Check if you're like at least in the right ballpark. Yeah, so just take the knight, I guess. Wait, could he not have just taken there? Maybe I need to go bishop f6, or I guess he's trying to come over here. All right, we need to be a little bit careful, but I'm kind of wondering if I can't just try to go and checkmate him, and if he's just a little slow over here. Like queen b6, rook h3, check. If here, there's check, and I mean, I feel like if I can't checkmate him, then I should at least be able to like swing my queen over to protect h7 in the worst case. But that would be a funny way to lose the game if I just run out of checks somehow in the king and I'm just getting mated on h7. So hopefully we don't jinx that. Let's go check. If he goes king e2, I think I'll go check and just trade the queens. That seems like the safest option. Maybe I'll check if we have a checkmate quickly. But I don't think it's worth it. I think I just want to get out of this game and get my points, because I'm going to need 2 tempi to protect this pawn, so it's concerning me a little bit. If he goes here, there's check. If he goes here, there's also check. So, I don't know. I think we're in good shape here. Yeah, so let's go check. He can't go down because of checkmate, so he's got to go here. But then there's check at a minimum. Yeah, check, check, and mate, maybe? Check king here. So let's go check, I guess. I want to get on the light squares so we have this check available. Ooh, maybe he has king here now, though. But then there's this. Okay, he just resigned the game. All right, so we get some points back there, and back to 1688. Let's take a quick look at the analysis. All right, so let's take a look at this game. I forgot to mention we were playing Young Suk from Taiwan. So this game we get a d4 game, and typically against d4 stuff, I usually just play knight f6 and either go for some sort of King's Indian setup or something similar. So that's what we get here. And I don't think this is like a standard piece setup for white here, but I think his general idea, usually when they put the queen and bishop along this diagonal together, they're trying to trade off your bishop. And I think it's important in these kind of positions to get something rolling on the queen side right away so that you can counterattack on the queen side. So he plays a3, which I think is a mistake because it kind of just encourages me to keep pushing the pawns over here. And yeah, this was also just a concrete mistake because his knight was overloaded defending this pawn as well as this one. So yeah, we have this position where we're just much better due to the knight on the edge of the board, and then yeah, we're also up a pawn, so looks good. King takes was absolutely crazy. And okay, knight to g4 was not best in this position. It wants me to play knight d5. Okay, counterattacking the queen that way, that makes sense. I find usually if you have the option of like a knight move towards the edge or the center, usually towards the center is better. As a rule of thumb, obviously there's certain situations where that's not the case, but it proved true here. So we decided to take the center pawn. I did know that this was exposing my king a little bit, but I think it's worth it. And we get this position where we're up a pawn, and I think it was in this position where I evaluated it at -2 or more, and the engine says it's -2.8, so not too bad. He goes queen g4 check, I go king h8. We get rook f1, and this just blunders a fork. So we take the knight, and I feel like it's easy in these kind of positions to just like get caught up with like, oh no, I'm getting checkmated, and maybe trying to defend this pawn and stuff. But you know, with the king in the center and like he has no pieces really around it, I just figured that there's surely that there's going to be some sort of checkmate or some way. You got to believe sometimes there'll be some sort of resource. So I just went with that, and yeah, this is just checkmate in a few moves here. He doesn't really have any good moves. Engine says king f3 is best, but you know, I have this check, king f2, and you know, there's my rook can come to a2, and all the forward squares here are covered, and you know, it's just going to be checkmate in a couple of moves here. So we get our 12 points back, and we'll call it a day there, folks. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.